The Len is a small, quiet river, only 10 miles long from its source to where it joins the Medway at Maidstone. Yet not many years ago, it provided power for 1,000 water mills. They were driven by the water descending from the mill pond onto a large wheel. Today, only Chegworth Mill remains at work. Harold Potter has been the miller here for more than 50 years. Each morning he leaves his house to inspect the level of the pond. When not driving the mill, the water is allowed to escape over a small weir or sluice, and by dropping specially made boards over this, the level can be raised to give more power. This morning it's down a little, so Mr. Potter slips one board into place. Inside the mill, his first job is to barrow a sack of grain into position, ready for sending up to the second floor. From there, it will be fed by gravity to the millstones. Now he's ready to start the mill and begin work. With a long lever, he opens a sluice gate outside and lets the water from the pond pour down onto the blades of the wheel. As the weight of water increases, the wheel gradually begins to turn, setting the whole mill in motion. From an upstairs doorway, Mr. Potter makes sure everything is all right. But the spinning grindstones soon get through a sack of grain, and that's why he put one ready to hoist up as soon as he came in. This sack hoist is a kind of winch, driven by the mill wheel, and by pulling on a rope, it can be put into gear and the sack hauled up. First, it goes through 2 flaps on the first floor. Then 2 more on the second floor. He disengages the hoist by releasing the rope, then climbs up after the sack. Next, he empties it into a chute, which carries the grain to the stones below. But while the mill is grinding, Mr. Potter has many things to see to, like oiling the bearing of the big wheel. But his most important job is dressing the stones, a complicated operation that keeps them sharp for grinding. Those to be done are first put out of gear and then dismantled. The hopper comes off, then the damsel, the shoe, and lastly the tun, so called because of its shape, which rather resembles a large barrel. Next, a tackle is rigged to raise the upper stone. Crowbar and wedges lift it enough to pass a stout rope. Then it can be gently hauled up till it stands on edge. The cutting edges on the stone show up clearly, but they have done a lot of work and are worn right down, so Mr. Potter is going to chip them back to their proper state. With the wheels purring round overhead, Mr. Potter goes out into the yard to find a clean, straight chicken's feather. He trims it into shape to form a stiff, thin brush. Then, with a bottle of ink and a ruler, he marks out the pattern he has to follow. With a tool shaped rather like a chisel, held in a wooden handle, he works carefully along the marks. But all the time the wheels are turning and the stones are grinding, so Mr. Potter must keep a constant watch on how things are going. At last, with the day's work done, lorries arrive to take away the flour. This leisurely, peaceful way of grinding corn is now almost a thing of the past, but we can still stop to wonder at the skill and ingenuity of those old craftsmen who could harness such quiet waters to give the village its daily bread.